Good afternoon, everyone. This is Indrajan. And as per the previous class, we are discussing about the special purpose of microprocessors. And regarding that, the digital signal processing system also we have been learned in the previous class. How the cascadings will be existing, how the interconnectivity between one system to the another systemic device with respect to the internal connectivity as well as the intra-connectivity as well as the interconnectivity that is being performing. We had a clear-cut discussion in the yesterday's class and the advantages regarding the digital signal processing and what are the limitations that are existing regarding the digital signal processing and the major applications we have a glance in the previous class. And as part as the of the yesterday's class, continuing here towards the controllers. And previously you have seen regarding the processors, microprocessors, and today we are discussing regarding the controllers. So processors and controllers. So we have to be in clear with respect to these two different technical terms. Processor processor is one of the component in the controller. So controller is a major part or part of the entire system. So this control will guide almost all the components existing in the system to be worked in a perfect manner. So generally we are utilizing in the most of the electronic circuits we are being utilizing this 8051 microcontroller, and later on the electronic components in the motherboard such as these diodes, transistors, resistors, and the interconnectivity and major microprocessor, etc. Almost all will be getting implicated in the uh, motherboard, and controller will take care of the data transmission as per the input signals and output generation, and even the processing that is being run as per the programming given in the microprocessor. And overall these will be an interconnection with respect to this microcontroller. Let's have a basic definition regarding these microcontrollers. The whole system in a single VLS, a very large scale integrated circuit. VLS, very large scale integrated circuit, is called a microcontroller. And moving on to the components of this integrated circuit, that is nominally the CPU plays major role, and temporary data storage and the permanent data storage, that is RAM and ROM. Interrupt the systems. Interruptions are nothing but indeed to halt at any of the uh, process that is being done, and even for resuming considerations. And without disturbing the one electrical component, another component in the, for example, a resistor need to be get halted, and rest of the circuit need to be in work mode. For such a cases, this interrupt control plays a major important role to stop working or to keep only that particular component in an ideal mode, or or indeed to stop some of the instructions in the programming also, or indeed to bypass the programmings, nothing but the instructions to the system will be giving in the form of a set of steps in the form of a program, as like a similar to the C language programming that your people are aware of. Related to that, we'll be having the interruptions or haltings or even bypassing and stopping to that particular step. That is, for example, sequence number 1 to 7 instruction steps will be executed in the processor, and seventh step need to be skipped away. So you need to skip that. Interruptions plays a major important role to bypass that step and have to prolong it for the end process. So these interrupter system plays major important role in that category. And input and output ports. So inputs, nothing but to the processor, commands will be uh, highlighted, commands will be given for execution. Outputs correspondingly based upon the inputs given to the system, the processor will do the concerned work, and corresponding output will be generating as per the requirements given in the form of a programming. Next, the timers and controllers. So many of the processors will be having the continuous of production. For example, we've been considering the industrial sector, manufacturing, for example, manufacturing of a steel glasses or steel plates, whatever it may be. When you have been considering the similar dimensions, will be having a die. The material will be getting input to the system or to the die, and corresponding pressure will be applied for compression, particular compression, to get the design of that particular plate or shape of that particular plate. And later on, the finishing for that plates need to be done, and next inspection process has to be performed as, so that whether the input conditions or input dimensional accuracies has been obtained in the output range after completing the process by finishing or not. So how this process will repeat in number of times depending upon the quantity of manufacturing. This cyclic process will be getting repeated. For example, if there is only one die, we need to manufacture 100 plates with the steel material. So 100 times the corresponding activity need to be performed. And hence you need to highlight it or need to have it count how much time for each and every manufacturing of one plate, how much time it is consuming, have to verify. And counters place here, so that how many plates has been manufactured by this cyclic process will be counted by the counters. Next one, the converter plays, transducers plays a major conversions here. The information in the form of an analog to digital converting and digital to analog converting, and next even the other interfaces such as power working module, work designs, modules, program counters, etc. will be cascading in the VLSA, that is very large scale integrated circuit. Where is the destination? There it will be utilizing control and monitoring applications, most probably as the example we have been discussed just now, and even in the some embedded systems and intelligent sensors. Sensors, we have already discussed regarding the sensors that these are the major feedback components from each and every phase to the controller. It gives the feedback that the entire work has been done in a particular within the time with a particular dimensional accuracies as the input given to the system or not. So embedded systems. So embedded systems is the combination of different kinds or similar kinds of systems that gives the similar working aspects. That is, with a combination of one system to another system, the entire working need to be getting done. So, what are the major advantages that we are getting? There's nothing but upon combination, the working costs or operational costs will be very much less. And with the moving of these controlling systems, there is an advantage of very much less in dimensional accuracies or dimensions, reducing in the power consumption. So less in the dimensions of the each and every components, and capacity will be very much more working capacity, and depending upon that, the load carrying as per the power consumption, it will be very much less or minute when compared to the individual components that are being consuming the electrical power. Let's have a look over the structural view of 8051 microcontroller. Just as we have been discussed that the components and the serial arrangement in the motherboard, that is VLSI circuit, will be similarly like this. These are the input output ports lines. So input information will be, there are 32 ports, that is nothing but 32 in the pin diagram, 16, 16, 32 ports will be getting existed. So towards the, for example, this is the microprocessor and 16 pins will be in the left side direction and 16 pins will be the output side or right side direction. So address lines, input lines, in major power supply, ground, next the major output, VSS, output voltage, etc. will be cascading in this particular microprocessor. The input commands will be given to the system by these input lines only, and even output also will be achieved by the output lines only. So entire this information upon processing will be stored temporarily in the RAM, and next, if at all it has to be stored in the permanent registers, then will be transferred to the ROM, and ROM will decide a particular register in which register the concerned information which has been processed has to be stored. And this is the interrupt system or interrupt controlling system which you have been discussed, that bypassing of the series of instructions or halting of the entire program or resume system pausing and system resuming, etc. These are the kinds of operations can be performed by this interrupt controller, and these interrupt controller have another one more facility also to the generating of these processing. Nothing but, if we'll be discussing a simple example, that in the similar computer system, for this, by this computer system we are having only one output line, and that has been given to the two different connectivities by merging one to the, or similarly to the one printer we have given one USB connection, and that has been given connection to the printer. And in this system I have been opened the word copy and I need to take a print. and simultaneously I need to have a PDF copy also print. But initially I have given both the prints simultaneously. So after getting this Word copy is having 10 pages, and similarly this PDF copy is also having 10 pages. So initially I have given Word copy as a print, and secondly processing to the PDF copy. After getting 5 papers of Word copy print, this interrupt control can monitor that by stopping or bypassing the next 5 pages of Word copy, PDF copy can be run away. So those are after completing those 10 pages PDF printout, and these remaining 5 pages from 6 to 10 can be resumed by this help of this interrupt system. So in such a way, one program is being simultaneously run. There is nothing but drilling program. Let us consider. Milling program need to be passed by the system. So entire two tasks need to be done by only one system, it is CNC based system. That is both milling and drilling will be performed. So by halting the milling process, can proceed to the drilling process if there is an emergency. So for such purposes, this interrupter systems plays a major important role that gives the signal to the CPU, and then CPU gives the renewal call to the input output channel, and these will give the instructions to the major controller. If at all the program is being existing in the digital format or a program of instructions that is related to the machinery language or computer language, there is no any problem. But if at all it is not existing in the computer related to the computer language, it need to be converted, or the flowchart systems need to be converted from analog format to the digital format, which the codes need to be given as an instructions in the digital format, such as zeros and ones only should be existing for the input instructions. So both these conditions and need to display as per the output after completing the such kind of operations, any kind of operations. If the results has been obtained in the digital system or digital based system, then those will be converted to the analog criteria for indicating the pressure in an analog form. That is with respect to the indicators that has been specified, pressure indicators, volume indicators, temperature indicators, etc. Simultaneously in the digital display, in the sense from analog to digital, there is a converter. It will converts the entire analog signals to the digital and will display in the 7 segmental display system. So this is an major system, and even this timer plays a major role, that how many number of how much time it is being processing for commencing of one activity, and based on that the n number of manufacturing process can be calculated, or if it is similar manufacturing of parts, then we can calculate how much time will be allocated for n number of components given in the input. Another one thing, it is counters. So this counters count, if a bulk production has been given, these counters will count the how many number of parts has been manufactured as per the processing basis. Let's move on with the components of this 8051 microcontroller. CPU, central processing system, which performs the arithmetical and logical operations that need to be performed for the process executions in the form of a program given the instructions to the microprocessor, ROM, is an permanent storage device which will be given a specific location with a different number of flip-flops or registers that are being existing to it, and particular storage will be allocated, storage file will be allocated for it. RAM, initially it will be having a stack part which will be storing data temporarily. It is consisting of a four sets of eight registers as per the microcontroller type 8051 process microcontroller has been commenced. And the dimensions are here 128 to capacity, nothing but 512 bytes. Nominally it will be existing, but it can be extendable up to an external memory, but it's not recommended. Next, interrupt systems. It can handle both internal and external. So internally, as per the program, we can monitor the interrupts, and even external interrupts also can be executed while the process is going on. That is two external lines, serial channel counters and timers will be placed over there. Next one is a clock generator. Synchronization of the CPU, and this clock generator is nothing but the frequency monitoring with respect to the signals. Input output ports. So for a typical 8051 microcontroller, these handles both inputs and outputs, that is 4 or 6 ports of 8 signals, and a signal may be an input or output or bidirectional, that is both a similar port can carry both the input and output, just like as our transceiver transferring the signals by the same device and receiving the signals by the same device upon processing. Next one, a serial channel. It implements the RS-232 protocol. Nothing but it is a bidirectional communication, that is transferring and receiving signals, just like as our transceiver just now have been discussed. Serial bus, timers and counters, and digital to analog converter and analog to digital converter, watchdog, WD, pulse width modulations. Right. The interfacing units. There is RS-232 in the VLSI system. Input output ports we have been discussed, and regarding the timers and counters, the impulses will be counted by this counter from the CRO, and depending upon the frequency variations such as the clockwise square wave generation, sinusoidal wave generations, sine wave generations. So depending upon the type of waves at a particular frequency need to be obtained, these impulsions will be getting carried, and the delay generation need to be counted, and frequency generators. Yes, pulse width modulation. The main generation of this pulse width modulation is a continuous signal generation is possible, and even it can be progressed in the case of digitals also upon converting. It is very much less in economical range and can be built up very much easily. Related to the watchdog, for self-control and perfect operational sets, it will be utilized. and will be always be wary of this. That is, resetting also can be possible if any of the errors has been occurred within the system. Those can be rectified upon own basis by this reset option. Will be going on to the when you have been after this reset process, entire the system will be again refreshing towards the original, that is default values. Just have a look of these working modes. Normal, in the case of normal mode, all components are will be in working mode, that the input will be given to the components, and the corresponding process will be getting done based upon the set of instructions given to the each and every component. Later on, the output will be executing, and that output will be interconnection with respect to the microcontroller and the comparison element, that is a closed loop control system feedback alignment, and the necessary output has been matched with respect to the input demand or not will be verified. Based upon that, the entire work will be getting progressed, so on. Next one, ideal mode. Only the memory and the clock generator is supplied to it, and low consumption of power will be considering in the case of this ideal mode, because there is no any processing of work is done in the case of this ideal mode. Simply the system will be getting in switched on mode, but there is no any load carrying in the sense operations that are being performed, or the what do you call it, the load carriers, nothing but work prolongation, and the work is being done by the particular components as per the input instructions. The corresponding output will be getting generated, and for that input need to be supplied power supply, and the uh, input material, raw material need to be supplied, and it has to be transferred to the designed output model as per the dimensional accuracies given to the system. So in the ideal mode, these and all or the activities will not be getting done. Only the machinery will be in switching on mode. Hence, low consumption of power will be taken. Moving on to the power down mode. Well, the memory is supplied to it in order to serve the parameters. This power is almost is undetectable. So power down mode, when the power is getting down, ultimately the working of n number of components within this integrated circuit will be unfamiliar. So exact values as per the frequency need to be generated may not be happen. So in this power down mode, even we can't identify, that is maybe of these voltage fluctuations, or else any of these failure of any one of the component or any capacitor, that will monitor the entire circuit system, that is integrated circuit system, etc. Due to any of the cause, this power down mode will be getting happen, and mostly at that particular case or at that particular situation, you can't able to detect from which component this inconvenience is being taken place, and hence the system will be getting to the halting mode, and later on by this our verifying voltmeter, we have to verify that particular voltage for each and every components or particular frequency variations or modulations are being done or not need to be verified. So depending upon that, if the exact values has been identified in the integrated circuit, then it's okay, it is a normal mode. Or else if the difference values has been shown, And even with this voltmeter, it will be detecting by creating this voice signals also, and it will be highlighting that the failure component in the system device. Yeah, here there are n number of processors with different capacities. Will be having an glance over it. So type, that is 80C31, is having 0 ROM and RAM 128, speed working with a speed of 33 megahertz. And what are the interfaces of its? That is ARTS RS232 controllers. Next one is 80C51. So nominally majority of this will be utilizing this 8051 C51 is having 4K ROM, two counters with an interfacing of two counters and four ports for input output matching. Simultaneously, this ATC32 with an 256 RAM capacity and 20 Hz of frequency, and ATC52 8K of ROM with an combination of three control counters and four ports. Nominally, this 83 C550 with an 128 RAM on 16 megahertz of frequency, with a combination of this EPROM, two counters and four ports, with a combination of eight analog channels on bits. And these are channels bits will be getting merged or cascaded to the major part of the system. So major control system, circuit system. And here we have in 18 C592, 0 to 16K ROM and 16K of EPROM, maintaining with an 512 RAM speed and 16 megahertz of speed. So from ancient onwards, from 0 cadre onwards till now 512 RAM with 16 megahertz of frequency, the processors are being varied. So these processors plays a major important role for commencing of the entire tasks as per the timely basis. And most probably these processors are the hearts of these microcontrollers. And hence we are justifying that these microprocessors are a part of the microcontrollers which plays a major important role for executing the given set of instructions for by highlighting or by with the combination of the all corresponding electrical components. Moving on to the other types of microcontroller families, Intel company, that is i8048. So hence here Intel, we will be finding this Intel Core, Core 2, i2 processor, i3 processor, i4 processor, etc. in our laptops, for our laptops. Simultaneously for our mobile phones also. The processor, nothing but the speed is being getting varied here. We have it here, here. The speed is being increased, right? And the RAM capacity is also being increased. So for increasing the RAM, a large number of data can be stored, and with respect to the ROM, it can be permanently stored within the microprocessor. And if at all the re-editing is possible, and previously stored data can be removed or deleted, and or can be overwritten or can be wiped out, and the new programs which has been generated can be stored in the ROM, and with a high speed can be monitored. These are the some of the components, other microcontroller families. Intel it is a very much familiar, utilizing a number of components that is interlinked with Dell, HP, Azure, etc. even the microchip, ARM, and Motorola 68005 is an associated company with respect to the Lenovo, Lenovo and Motorola. It is a combination companies. All right, these are about the microprocessor, how will be increasing in the working modes and utilized in the microcontrollers for happening or commencing of activities and wide range. The next class will be moving on with respect to the first unit overall once again.